I'm here over at Albert and Irene's house, and people have been requesting that I do video updates on gardens that I built with my friends and neighbors. So here's a video update for you. We've had a lot of heavy rain here, and Albert mentioned that the covered arch has saved his garden from being flooded out. Even though it's 7 feet tall and not very wide, it's made a big difference in the garden. I've noticed the same thing in my garden. Let's take a closer look at the plants. Here he has some pole beans growing. They look great. You can see that he is wrapping these around the 170-pound baler twine. He couldn't find any baler twine here in town, which is not unusual. So he did like I did originally and bought some packing twine at a big box store. This will not work. I lost 6 tomato plants using this because it strangled him. So I'll have a link down below this video where you can get this 170-pound baler twine. It will work and last a long, long time and will not damage your plants. He's got some great-looking peas here. As you can see, he's got them growing up the vines too. Here he has Brussels sprouts growing. They all look really good. You'll notice we got a couple small ones here, and here. We had a discussion when we bought the seedlings about if there's more than one seedling in a container, to kill one and only plant one instead of both of them, because if you tear the seedlings apart that are in the same container, you're going to damage the roots and stunt the growth. Well, here's a great example. These are the ones that we killed the sister plants in the pots, and then these two here did a little experiment, and we separated them, and you can see they are damaged, and they are quite a bit smaller than these plants, where we removed the second plant from the pot and only grew one. When we only grew one plant, we simply cut off the top of the second plant and planted the whole plant in the potting soil in the hole. Here, these plants are separated and planted separately. Now, this isn't really a problem. These plants are probably 2 weeks or maybe more behind the other plants, which means they'll have a little bit later harvest here, but these plants will do fine. The cauliflower is just absolutely beautiful. Albert has told me he comes out each morning, checks for any damages from insects, and takes appropriate action. First of all, he's looking for the insects and then mechanically removing them by hand. These cabbage are just beautiful. Of course, this is the first time Albert's had a Mittleider garden. He bought the Mittleider gardening course book and the Mittleider library so he can have all the books and manuals that Jacob Mittleider wrote. I highly encourage you to do that. As you can see, with just the book and the CD, the kind of results that Albert's getting. It's just absolutely beautiful. Down here they've got their rows of carrots planted. They'll be thinning those out here shortly. And then down here on the end they have lettuce, which looks absolutely healthy. I was mentioning to Albert this morning that all you do is you come through and you just pull off lettuce leaves as you need them for salads. You'll also want to get a piece of bamboo or something to support these long stalks. So there you have it, a first-time Mittleider gardener who is absolutely thrilled with the results he's getting. You can get the same results by doing the same thing that Albert and Irene have done, and that is simply follow the step-by-step process laid out in the gardening course book and the information on the gardening library CD. This is LDS Prepper reminding you, if ye are prepared, ye shall not fear. And if you follow the information that I have linked below, you can have a beautiful garden like this in your backyard.